Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Care Coordination as well as the Brooklyn Advisory Council. Welcome to another beautiful day. Well, I'll say decent day of in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Christopher D. Greif, the Vice Chair of the Brooklyn DD Council, and the other hat, Correspondent Secretary. Yes, I am
For the
wearing,
advisory.
and yes, I'm wearing my Mass Force shirt. So some of you may already got that massive joke going around, but it's okay. It makes me feel powerful and strong. With me also next to my right is Deborah Greif, Chair of the Advisory Council.
Good morning, everyone. For who don't know me, I'm Deborah Greif.
Yes,
I'm the,
I like everyone's waving.
I am the chairperson of the Brooklyn Family Support Service Advisory Council, but I'm also the Brooklyn representative to the statewide Family Support Advisory Council and the secretary for the Brooklyn DD Council.
Every time she'll say we'll be here until next year.
No, am I saying no?
I'm just joking.
Yeah, joking. Joke all you want. Okay, now
we need to have a good sense of humor today.
I do.
And also with us, the young, same age as Debbie, same age, 25, Rose Sal, well, 25, 26, don't even know. Rose Sal, who's also the Care Coordination Committee with Deborah together. I have to say we have gotten a lot of people bragging about you two. So so now Rose and Debbie, let's rock and roll.
Okay, Rose, do you want to go first?
Yes, I do. Good morning, everyone. Just correction, Chris, not 25. I'm actually 18. Just wanted to point that out, okay?
Okay, wait a second, but I'm 26.
Okay.
And I like being 26.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta have a little sense of humor today. We gotta feel good in ourselves.
I agree with you, Chris.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Thank you. I can't really see all the people who are on the line, but thank you for those of you who are able to tune in. We have a lot of valuable information, and we also want to get some updates from you all. So Chris, I'm going to need your help to monitor, questions, because it's very hard to manage it because I can't see everyone that is actually on the line right now.
Actually, Rose, I'm gonna make you laugh. We only have 14 people, but that's still a good number.
That's good. That's good.
Not everyone camera is on. Some people are on the phone. Some people are shy. I can say it. I'm not gonna lie.
And some people may be in two meetings at the
same time, and
which I'm famous for doing.
Yeah, and there's sometimes you can't put cameras on both ends.
No, that's fine. I was just pointing that out just to make sure that, in case someone, have questions and they're raising their hand. So I want to make sure I give everybody a chance.
Oh, no, I'll be making sure, and I will let you know, Miss Young and Beautiful Rose. Like the rose flower.
See, I raised them well.
I gotta have a good sense of executive.
So we really wanted to have this meeting today to kind of checking in with everyone from the last time we have met to see.
Second floor.
Can you hear me?
1 second, Rose.
Rose, I'm gonna say muting that bad boy. Okay, can I remind everyone, one rule I'm gonna remind people coming on, please mute yourselves.
We want to make sure that you hear the speakers.
Yes. So I am making sure. Some people are coming in now, Rose, so please continue.
Sure. So yes, since the last time we have met, we just wanted to check in today. This is the Care Coordination Committee meeting as well. We just want to discuss, see how everybody's doing, where we are from the last time that we have met. I don't know how many CCOs representation we actually have right now. So the first thing that I wanted to do is kind of like checking in with the CCOs, how things are going, have, contact with family members, individuals, and just a quick maybe update for like 3 to 5 minutes, conversation as to how we are doing. I'm not sure again which CCOs that we have on the line. I know we do have someone from Care Design. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but whoever would like to share, that would be great just to kind of know how we're doing.
And this is Deborah. Before we go on further, this is from my advisory council. We are parents. We parents also want to know how you reach. I need to know as a chair how you're reaching out to the families during this coronavirus. Are you having difficulties? Because whatever information you share with me, yes, I do share with the Brooklyn DDRO to try to make improvements, as well as share with Albany because I'm one of 19 councils across the state. A lot of the CCOs go across New York State, so we want to make sure that we are working with everyone because we know right now this is a crisis. So please be free. Don't worry. This is where I'm a parent and chair. I want to hear you. I want to work with you because if there's a problem, we need to know so we can figure out how to fix it.
Okay. before we do, Rose, we do have a representative from Roxanne Prasad. Can we let her go first?
She's on time.
She may have a timetable.
Okay, sure. All right, so we'll switch gear for a little bit. We'll let her go first, and then we'll go back to get update from the CCOs.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you, Rose, because this is every second we get a representative elected official. This does give us a little confidence and strength.
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah,
Right there. Go right there. Down. One. No, up.
You can hear me?
Now I can hear you loud and clear.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Monk. I'm representing Senator Prasad this morning. I have the extreme pleasure to say good morning and thank God that we're all here to obtain valuable information. In addition to that, and thank you so much for allowing me to make an announcement. This Sunday, the 25th, Senator Prasad is hosting I forgot the word, but when you actually come out, she's going to be actually having a sharing information. Not your machine come out and you can get rid of all your merchandise. For some reason, the device just slipped my mind. Or suddenly, I
Shredding.
You mean
sincerely
shredding?
apologize.
It's the shredding. You told the
Shredding, that's it. I couldn't. Oh my God, I'm so
It's okay.
I
You probably have
apologize
10
for that.
million things on your head, but you said it's a big shredding event. Can you explain?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for your understanding and patience. The shredding
You're
event
welcome.
is actually being held at East 96th Street between Avenue Flatlands and J, towards the corner of Flatland, and it's in Four Seasons parking lot. And the time is from 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Please tell everyone to stop by to get rid of whatever they no longer have because of identity theft. It's a major problem that we're having at this time as well. If you have any concerns or questions, please feel free to call the office, the district office, which is 718-649-7653. And again, thank you so much from Senator Prasad for allowing me to say these few words.
There is a question for you, Ms. Representative from Roxanne Prasad, because there was a parent, but she had to run an emergency.
Okay.
Let me also make sure people please mute. The question is she wanted to thank you because you guys have been giving out face masks, hand sanitizers, and yes, also giving and making sure that the group homes in her district are making sure they're okay as well. We do want to thank you as well. Can you please let her know?
Okay, most definitely. And also weekly, she gives out not only the PPE supplies, but she does a food distribution throughout the district.
Yes, and your office always let both councils know, so I just want to make that clear for the record, Rose.
Sure.
Both councils do get that information. It is important care coordinations in here. Please make sure you always, whoever who is in Roxanne's district, or it doesn't matter, maybe a couple of feet next door to her. Roxanne is a very, very excellent senator, and thanks to her, that's why Rockaway Parkway Station looks so beautiful and super ADA accessible.
I would definitely let her know that, and because she's constantly having the cleanup crew out there cleaning the area throughout the district, she could actually be in her car and get out her car and take pictures wherever she sees debris all over the place. That is a pet peeve that she has. That's one of them because she has quite a few, but she cannot tolerate the place not being it's such a disarray, and that is something she works constantly on. You're absolutely correct, sir.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for the representative? Rose?
No. What district exactly does she serve?
She serves the district is very big. She served Mill Basin. She served Canarsie. She served East Flatbush. She served Brownsville. She serves East New York. She served Mill Basin. Let me see. Sheephead Bay. It's a very big district that she has.
And for the food distribution, what location are you guys exactly working in?
It goes throughout the district. For instance, last week she was at the district office. The week before that, she was at Penn Workman. Before that, she was in Sheephead Bay Nostrand. She's been out to East New York on many occasions. So it's different locations every week where she goes out.
Okay, thank you. Chris, you have flyers on that, or did you guys already send a flyer for the food distribution?
When I do get them, I do blast it out on email.
As well as we have put it on our website,
Mhm.
and we
Okay.
try to share it in as many ways possible.
And Rose, I will show everyone that website page where we do, because due to Corona-19, we do have a special page that we developed almost now 10 months already. And Roxanne Passad, as well as Andrew Gonzalez, Assemblyman Steve Simblins. If I mention every elected official will be here
We
in
work, the Brooklyn
okay.
delegations from the city council up to the
Congress.
Congress have been sharing their information. We do put it on the website. Sometimes we can't do it through the website. We have to email because they have sent, it's only like a day or two window, so we have to get it in as fast as possible.
Okay.
But one other suggestion is, and I think Roxanne, if anybody here on this listening on our today's meeting, if you're not sure, you can call 311, text 311, or even contact the mayor's office of persons with disability. They also have a full list of food distributions
And we'll show that a little bit.
for the whole city.
But when it comes to Roxanne distribution, you can call the district office,
Sure.
Yes.
which is 718
Mhm.
649 7653. And you could speak to the person at the desk, the front desk. He or she would take your information so that you will be added to the email, the distribution email.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Also, I have one other question to add.
Well, before you do that, can you repeat the phone number again?
718
Yes.
649 7653.
Thank you.
I have
You're
one
welcome.
question to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
this-
this happens to it happens a lot. When you're at the border of, say, Roxanne's district and another elected a state senator's district, what happens? Can they still get help from Roxanne, or you try to?
Absolutely. This is something that Roxanne totally believes in. And even though she has about 8 different zip codes she may service, if you call Senator Passad's office, we, under no circumstance, can tell anyone, I'm sorry, she's not your legislator. What we have to do is service you and then give you the needed information moving forward, who your legislator is. So if you're 2 blocks away and you needed food, you are more than welcome to attend to retrieve the food. If the same thing applies about PPE supplies as well.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for hearing that. There's just one more thing we need to have the senator, if she can, with the rest of her colleagues, advocate. A lot of times people with serious food allergies or food restrictions because of the being diabetic or the 311 does not recognize or work with that. So so many people in that situation are limited. If it's possible that guys can figure something out to work with the other officials to change, to adapt and work with something, because sometimes you bring up that you need certain foods, this brand or this brand, and believe me, there is ways of getting it, but they don't think out of the box. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. But please remember to please call to the office and be added to the distribution notification email.
And
And
just
we-
let
and
everyone
that
know,
will be
I
taken
did
care of.
forward that phone number onto the chat. People are on the phone. I'm going to repeat it again. It's 718-649-7653. Always, also, if you have computers, it's very easy to find Roxanne's name on that website. I have to.
Yes, it is.
You can find her, and I could tell you she has. I worked with her many
Times.
many times.
She's totally open-minded, and
Mhm.
it's very, very helpful to everyone. And she does have a background in the developmental ability where her mother worked in this field, but she totally understands our population. So again, we want to thank you, Roxanne Shad's office. We appreciate you're here.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Roxanne.
Representative.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so are we good to move on to our CCO's update?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm dying to hear some CCOs. But the one thing is this was very important, Rose, because Joyce wanted to make sure that we all are in the same book, same chapter, and I want to say that on the record. Work, love, and peace and love.
We're trying to make sure that everybody has food to eat.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
And
very helpful.
And this is another link for our CCO because
yes, definitely. All right. All right. Care design, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but that's the only one I know so far that's here.
ACA is here too, Rose.
Okay.
Hi, it's Mariela Sanchez from Care Design New York.
Hi.
We are still working remotely. We're still working from home. So the majority of the services are still being provided through telehealth. We are getting approved for in certain occasions. There are families that have been struggling with technology so that we haven't been able to see them on video chat or anything. So for those people, we are trying to meet them if they allow us to come into their home or meet them somewhere public. Our biggest challenge right now is getting increases in hours for services. The DDRO is not approving any. They're mostly for recent graduates or new to the services, they're approving it, but they're taking longer than usual for vendor changes and for increases in hours. And the families are in need. So that's a bit of the challenge of the frustration from families and care managers trying to get the right supports for families.
Okay. All right.
Also for the hot zones that were identified in New York State, we have been monitoring them again regarding the COVID, encouraging families to follow the protocol and get tested. So that is something that in August, we had like a very big decrease in September. And now in October, we're back, to monitoring that. And good to see you all.
Good to see.
Good to see you.
Not so fast, Ms. Sanchez. And I think Rose and Debbie have questions for you as well. If anyone else has questions, I'm going to remind everyone to please raise your hand. *9 to raise your hand. And also on your keypad, please make sure you raise your hand so we can see in order. Thank you, Laura. You'll be after Rose and Debbie. I see your hand. Sanchez.
Ms. Sanchez.
Ms. Sanchez.
Yes.
I also have a question as well, but I'm going to let the ladies go first before I
Sure.
get shot.
Rose, you want to go or you want me?
Sure, I'll go first. So, Marilis, quick question. I know for the DDRO, they're not approving, so they're not approving any new clients at all to come in, right? No new services are being added, but
They are approving for new services for those that are new to OPWDD. Those services are being approved. Not new service if the person, for example, never had ComHab and now they want it.
they want ComHab. Got it.
Exactly. Those are the ones that are not. But if they're new to OPWD, they're new to the system, they are approving that. It is taking longer though. You're not getting a fast 2-week response. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think do we have anyone from the DDRO on the line at all today?
Don't think so, but I do know that one of the problems that could be affecting this is the 20% cut that was affected.
Yeah.
So I'm not excusing this, but this is one of the big reasons. We don't know what the budget, we have not gotten, the federal money has not been sent. Now CMS has approved for the waiver that was mentioned on Monday at the joint meeting for the Advisory Council and the Brooklyn DD Council. I do understand what you're saying. We also, with the transition, they're having trouble getting a lot of their graduates.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, one, we have to make sure that you keep a good list. Why? Because when we have to advocate even more, we have the names, we can ask the families there to assist us and advocate, because I can keep saying, this family needs this, that, but I need a space. ISC is also advocating very strongly. The elected officials are, but we are stuck because of that budget issue. But we still have to let them know the importance and what's going on. So we can do that. And also there have been other delays because of the COVID. If someone's sick, Also, has your agency been able to get PPE, to the families that need it?
Yes, we've been mailing it.
And did you go on, by the way, check the Monday's meeting as well as the moped. that Joyce put out on, and we have it on the website about how you can help your families get more internet, free Wi-Fi or something.
Well, we'll do that.
But we'll do that after. But if
Thank you.
if you get stuck, check that.
Yes,
Okay?
thank you. Mhm.
You're
I mean,
welcome.
many of the experiences that families are waiting for, like the older sibling to get home, who knows how to help mom and dad do that. So there's been those challenges, but that will be very helpful. Thank
It's a
you.
major challenge. You're right. But document that, because you see, with documentation does help.
Yeah.
Because when I am at the state one, they're going to ask us questions. I can also tell them, look, I have the list of these families, and these are the different services, and why aren't they? What is going on? I'm not threatening them, but I'm asking them to explain how and what to do. And I do let the elected officials know how this is affecting them. But the more facts I have, the better I can do it. Okay.
Yeah, we are tracking responses, especially denials, and those that are still waiting. It's been more than 4 weeks that we haven't heard back from them. We are tracking those.
Also, one more problem that has happened. I'm just making this. It's not an opinion. It's actually been sadly a fact. Sometimes the families, because it's rough to accept a child that has developmental disability, downplay what is their actual developmental disability, what they can't do. You need to nicely and gently explain to them it's not what the kid can do or the person can do, it's what they can't do. And that's how the federal government accepts. You let them know it's a federal law, it's not New York State, it's federal. Okay?
Thank you.
Before we go, Dolores, I do have a message for Joyce, and I will save that for later. So I'm going to let Dolores. Doris, you can unmute yourself. I don't speak too far away. I don't speak too. No. Go ahead. I got you.
Hi, Doris.
If you, Marley, could give your contact information for Care Design. What's the contact information?
Sure, I can write it in the chat. You want my email? Is that okay?
Well, I want to know the contact information for Care Design. Right, if we have a family.
Maybe for referral, you're referring to intakes?
You do all the intakes, Marley?
No, I'm not the intake.
No,
but
she's not.
I do that information.
Well, what's the contact information for Care Design?
I'll write it on the side, on the chat. Is that okay?
Okay.
That's fine. That's the best way to do.
Okay,
Thank you.
Exactly.
Is that it, Doris?
Thank you, Mary Alice. Yeah. One more question, Mary Alice. I know there were some issues. I don't know if Debbie, if any of the family members are mentioning to you with Medicaid, right? We're having.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we having some issues as well, in the program level. I know the Medicaid office are giving clients, Medicaid when they apply, but it seems like they're only giving Medicaid for healthcare, which is fine. That's what.
Yeah, the issue that we've been having is the I codes.
Yes,
we're not going up. Yes, and we are sending many alerts. There's been examples of Medicaids that have been fixed, for example, in May, and we're already in October, and the I codes have not been put in for that person. So
and that also, or make sure also these children that you're having trouble with are not called the adult child survivors or DAC. Just check that, because you see regular Medicaid does this. The minute they see that the kid's income is going over, I'm talking about 18 and above, except if the parent became widowed, the other parent died, then the whole household. But just check to make sure that the income hasn't gone up on that child under that Social Security number. Also check to see if when you see their Social Security number, that doesn't look familiar, that's probably the number. You see a C1 or C2, it means they're collecting. And what happens is regular Medicaid will deny it. Where you file for a hearing.
Yes.
You file for the fair hearing, and you make sure you show that the child is becoming, you can do this online with Social Security, you get a disabled award letter. And that will tell them, and that puts them into the other one where their Medicaid is pushed. They keep the Medicaid, the social SSI Medicaid, and what happens then is they also, if they're under a certain income, like 1,500, then New York State picks up the part for the Medicare Part A and B. But they have to be on Social Security Disability Insurance for 24 months, and then they pick up. But you have to always have your intake and all your staff look at all those, check those Social Security numbers regularly, month by month. You never know when Social Security is going. So they'll just add it on before they tell the parents. I went through this so that I know what's going on. All right?
Mhm. Thank you.
If you have more problems,
you.
email me, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you. Right now it's just DI codes, so waiver programs are not getting paid. The person is able to see their doctor without an issue.
Yes.
Our requests are being ignored because we have their staff that have actually gone into the office of Medicaid and actually physically submitted the application for the I codes.
Well,
So Debbie, I'm thinking maybe the next time we meet, I don't know if it might be a good time to reach out to Maria Quesada Ortiz for some kind of assistance, because I know the waiver is
yes,
really,
we have to.
it's
Yeah, I
a
have to
huge
get her.
issue for our program, right? We're already in the pandemic, and provider
Mhm.
agencies are just not getting paid for waiver services. I just had a meeting yesterday, and I have to identify someone that's in community pre-voc, and they have with a bill of $27,000 that we already include and no payment because they have Medicaid but they don't have the waiver. So I don't know if she'll be able to assist provider agencies in that respect. So we might need to reach out to her, I'm thinking.
We may have to, and we also may have to if her hands are tied or we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
Also, anybody here who's getting a OPWDD like the day habs, the waivers, I would also first contact the field revenue support office at the Beaver Street and find out if there's a problem. But let Brooklyn know too.
Yeah.
First, let Brooklyn know. At the same time, say I'm going to email and see that I need to speak to the field revenue field support.
Yeah.
Can I add something? Rose,
Yes.
before we continue, and I'm glad, since our next meeting for the CCO is in January, I think we might have to, this is really, seems like a serious issue. I think we need to adjust the meeting for maybe next month or December.
If we can get someone to help us, to talk about Medicaid, then we can.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Because we'll all do is Debbie and I will contact her and see which day she's available on those Wednesdays, and we'll let everyone know.
Or even if we cannot get her, we could even get somebody from the revenue support as well, from OPW.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
We need that too.
We need both, Rose.
Yeah.
We need both. And I think at this kind of time and issue, we need both ends. And I will, we will make sure who we can get from both ends. Since we can do this from here,
Sure.
it's going to be easier to, make sure everyone, we can all solve this issue.
Sure.
The other thing also is I know it's the day here, but also we need to let the elected officials know, and I know we have Roxanne on the phone, but Representative, I appreciate this, but we need to let every elected official know that this is affecting the families, and this is also affecting the tax base in the area, because if your staff they're not being paid to do day habs, there's a problem. So we need to work together to let them know. So maybe, but first let's try the field revenue field support office.
Hold on a second. There's a question just pulled in. Who is MH? Is this Matthew?
I think I saw the question. The person was saying that is provider agencies checking e-paces, and on my end, yes, we are. That's the first way to go is to check e-paces. But I think the issue is the clients will have active Medicaid and e-paces. However, they don't have the correct code for the waiver services.
Oh, to make sure that you know what's going on with their Medicaid for the health, because that does affect their services too. Because be careful, they could have turned off the waiver service.
Well, we should maybe also, let's get from ACA or Tri-County, if one of them is here. Maybe we should.
We need to hear yours.
Thank you, Mary Ellis.
Thank you, Mary Ellis.
And Mary Ellis, don't disappear.
I'm here.
I like to see your face on the camera.
No problem. I'll just see myself.
And I'm saying that because we don't bite here. This is not another borough. This is Brooklyn, baby.
No, I'm nice.
I'm nice. See, I'm just wearing this shirt because I'm just telling everyone, wear a mask. Outside when you're on the train. I'll tell you.
All right, guys. Do we have anyone from ACA?
ACA,
Good morning. Hi, good morning. This is Tammy. I'm actually the director of managed care I'm the director of managed care readiness. So a lot of what you guys are speaking to in regards to the Medicaid issues, that's my role as we begin to roll out some of the MCO stuff that is likely to begin to unfold in the 2021-2022 managed care systems from New York State. I can't really speak to care coordination because that's not my function. But I think many of the waiver issues and the billing stuff, that's the hope, right? We hope to resolve some of those billing issues that we see where the providers are not being paid because of not being able to see what's happening in e-paces and double billings and not being able to see how funding is happening throughout the systems. So unfortunately, I'm not able to answer much right now because there's no firm dates as of today, but in the future, we'll be able to speak more about the real reality of billing in the Medicaid system for individuals.
Okay.
I have a question for ACA,
Sure.
Rose, because this is from Joyce as well. ACA, what has been, since we mentioned to similar like care coordination, since we mentioned, care design, how is ACA doing at this present time?
With regard to individuals and
anything
Family
on the
members.
service from getting individuals and
so again, my function is not really in care management. I work under program operations. ACA just recently went under a huge restructuring, and I'm no longer a part of those conversations. I know that the staff is still doing remote visits. They're not doing face-to-face visits. They're still sending PPE to families. The stuff is still the same pretty much as care designs because that stuff is mandated by the state, it's still mandated by OPWDD. We still have the same guidelines. So I don't want to speak to that because I'm not a part of those conversations.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, Tammy, thank you very much about the Medicaid part, but we do need someone from your agency to explain what's going on. Where, see, care design explained to me and Rose, so we can figure out ways to help the individuals keep their Medicaid waiver without affecting their health care services. I understand the part of the agency you're in. I understand that, but is there a way you can even get someone from your agency on in this phone conference or
Sure.
video right now? Because you see, since Rose
Sure.
and
What
I
I can do is put my contact information in the chat, and my counterpart is Pam Rice. She is the Family Member Engagement Director, and she can speak more to that. This morning, we had to split our time because of the restructuring. We are just down a lot of staff, unfortunately, because of COVID. Like many organizations, we had to make choices.
right,
Rose, do you have
And this is where we are. So this morning, Pam and I had to decide which meetings to go to, and this is the one that I decided.
Rose, she's breaking up. I can't hear her.
Tammy, we're losing your signal.
Tammy,
All right, Tammy. So we'll make sure you are on our email list to continue to. Can you hear us?
There's a delay in the feedback.
Better useful here this morning. Yeah. How's it now?
You're going in and out. It's like there's like a 20, 30 minute second delay as you speak. But if
Okay,
you can
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'll put Pam's information in the chat.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Tammy. So we'll
Okay.
follow up with ACA at a later time.
Tri-County, are you here? You mean to tell me no one's here from Tri-County and they were driving me Mashekana?
Yes, they drove us Michelle.
Rose, just for the record, I'm
Like-
saying this. Rose, I'm saying this for the record. They asked me 10 times.
I can't.
And let me tell you something. That's why my hair's starting to grow. Because of them. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I dyed my hair this morning.
All right. Do we have anyone from PHP?
Please, someone. Wow, I'm gonna have fun picking on those two.
I think the email blast got lost somehow.
No, they didn't get lost, Rose. It's just that
No, and they text me too. They call me, text me. I
Okay.
mean, I understand everyone's busy, but I need to hear.
and for the record, Rose, Ann Menino, Ann, raise your hand.
And just raise your hand.
Thank you. Ann Menino's been checking the voice message, and I can tell you right now, even her hand is on that phone. She does check the voice message. So making that clear for the record.
My Emanino,
And-
she's our executive assistant. She has called regularly.
All right, guys. Since we don't have any more CCOs on the line, so probably going to go to announcements.
Hello, before we go to announcement, this is Miss Monk
Hi, Miss.
Go ahead.
from Senator Bfssac. I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's
But I was
okay.
trying to go back into the meeting from the computer, but it
Yeah.
says here that I was unable to join this meeting because you was previously removed by the host.
No,
No.
nope, we wouldn't do that to you.
I know, but I've been trying to go back and forth, and I was in, and I was having some trouble that would made me dial in, and then this is a message that popped up. It took me right out.
Well, we're sorry about that, but we want you to know that we are recording this meeting to
Okay.
make sure that
No, maybe it was a system problem because if someone doesn't have a microphone or camera on, it will remove the person because of security purposes.
if you
Oh,
anybody
okay, because initially I was able to see everyone.
It also has one security feature that if your system does not have a camera or a microphone that doesn't work because there's a virus in the system, the Ring Central does eject that person because that can be a hacker or there's a virus in the system, on their
Okay,
system. It's a
which I do
security
not have
thing
a
I don't
virus.
control.
I was just on Zoom late last night. But anyway, I would like to leave my email because I want to make sure I have the correct spelling of everyone here
Sure.
and information because I went out to your website and I wasn't able to get the information.
What
So
website
can I
are you
please-
going on?
I went on the Brooklyn Developmental Disability Council
That
webpage.
website is no longer in service. I have told Roxanne and even your chief of staff there, the website, and I'm going to make this very clear to everyone. That's why I'm going to be mentioning it later. The DD
Okay.
Council website crashed. It does not exist. It blew
Okay.
up, and let me tell you, if you try to get on, that's why there's a massive explosion. The
Okay.
website you should be going on is www. B is in boy, F is in Frank, S is a snake, S is in snake, A is a red apple, C is in Charlie.com.
Okay.
And everyone else, I always put this up like right here.
and please remember that we are helping the Brooklyn DD Council. They are sharing our website. That's why you see our info.
So that's the website. Anything else from representing for Roxanne Bfssac?
No, I just wanted to give my email address so some information could be sent over to me as far as the different names of like Miss Rose's last name and so forth. Is that possible?
And just letting you know, this is recorded, so we will make sure that we'll send you the copy. Let me just.
Hey, Rose,
Yes.
ask any other questions. We're trying, some of the DDR is coming on, so.
That's why we're trying to get him at the same time.
Okay. All right. It's Henry's on now?
No, not yet, Rose. There's a.
We're getting them on.
I think Henry's forgetting. When you're at the DDO, their system is crypted, and once they're crypted, your systems do not work certain ways.
Okay. So I
Um,
mean, like I said, in the meantime, while we're waiting for DDRO, we can start with
yeah,
announcements if
I
there's
think
any.
Roxanne wants to give her the email address. Representative for Roxanne, can I have your email address so I can type it in?
It's Monk, MONK.
Can you say it slowly because I'm typing it in?
I'm sorry, M as in Mary,
Mhm,
O as in Oscar, N as in Nancy,
mhm,
K as in King,
mhm.
@ N as in Nancy,
And,
Y as in yellow,
mhm.
.Senate. No, NY Senate. I'm sorry, I'm giving you my wrong website. NY Senate, which is SEN, A as in Apple, T as in Tom, E as in Edward, .com. Not .com, .gov. Yeah, .com.
Yeah, let me
I
just
can't
put
remember my
something.
own email address. Interesting.
Trust me, I know the feeling today.
I'm having a bad day, look like.
No, I'm also mixing it up too. But that is the email I sent. I put in onto the website. If I spell Senate wrong, everyone, I apologize. You know, it's lack of coffee. You know, like we're all getting a little. But as you heard, she said it. So please make sure you write it down, and you can always Google on the computer of Roxanne Possads, and I will make sure you get that email too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
I mean,
you.
the video. And everyone, this video will be available on the YouTube page. It will say CARE. It will say CCO Bfssac and today's date. So therefore, you will see it. So Rose will see it, and everyone will see it, and everyone can say, "Oh, I missed a meeting." No, you didn't. It's right there on the screen. Ah. So, Rose, you're gonna do announcements. I'm gonna try to see where's young and beautiful Mr. Henry.
Okay. So I mean, the announcement is mostly if anyone on the line have any announcements. Any other provider agencies? I'm not sure if we have provider agency on the line beside myself.
Go ahead, Doris.
Hi, my name is Doris Kahn. I'm outreach coordinator for New York State Institute on Disability. We have openings for psychological and psychosocial evaluations for individuals without Medicaid. And the contact, right now the evaluations are given remotely. And the contact is Liz Sunshine at 917-699-0578. I'll put her contact and email in the chat. We also have openings for crisis intervention. We have someone work with the families remotely to work on their children's behavior. The contact for that is Juliet Hawkins at 917-524-4856. I have my colleague Jackie Tribodi. Jackie, are you there?
Jackie.
Go ahead, Jackie. Go
Hi,
ahead.
Jackie.
She's gonna continue about family reimbursement opportunities and sports and recreation.
So for family support, the camp applications that we've been receiving have been very, very challenging. Many of the applications, the state is requiring we have the Department of Health certificate that was sent to the camp with the name of the camp and the invoice. They must match. It must be a daily camp. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to pay for overnight camp. So we are asking for this information. If the invoice, the name does not match the receipt, I'm sorry, we are unable to provide that reimbursement. That being said, we are asking care managers, care coordinators, please submit applications for other goods and services, clothing, a bed, things that an individual is needing. Unfortunately, we cannot reimburse for any electronics or their supports like the Wi-Fi or anything like that. We can't do that. We can try and help if the individual needs a separate location in the house where they need their own desk and they need their own chair so that they can focus. We can try to help with those types of reimbursement. I'm going to put my contact information into the chat so that they can get an application into us. We must have the originals. We do understand that care managers are working remotely. However, they must be mailed in. We cannot print applications. we did take that 20% cut. We cannot incur the cost of printing. It's just something that it's not within our means at this point. Plus, the state is requiring we have all original documentation on file because we still have to go forward with what we have to do as far as making sure we have all the documentation in place so we can maintain our contract. The other piece that what we can do is sports and recreation, as Doris alluded to. These are limited based on the opportunities that the venues are giving us. They are limited venues because of capacity. Individuals, even the individuals with special needs, must wear a mask. We can provide transportation to and from the event. We've been assured by John O'Grady and our transportation companies that we have been able to secure that the transportation is being cleaned after everybody has to wear a mask. So we are following the protocols and the guidelines for COVID-19 for safety. We ask that you submit the applications to us. When we can get the venue tickets or vouchers, we will try to get them out to families as quickly as possible. Emergency respite. Emergency respite reimbursement is if a family member is sadly hospitalized or becomes ill. We cannot pay reimbursement, emergency reimbursement for individuals whose family member has to go to work. The state is not allowing us to do that. There have been a lot of new guidelines implemented because of this COVID-19, and we're all working on the curve and doing whatever. If I send you an email asking for information, please get it back to us. We can only hold applications for a few weeks, and then we're going to have to return it. So keeping that in mind, between our evaluations, our sports and rec, our crisis management, family reimbursement, we are still here. We go to the office every day, so we're able to get phone calls. I'm going to put our cell phone number. If anybody doesn't get us in the office, obviously today I'm working remotely. I was in the office at 7 o'clock this morning to get the mail, so we're there every day. If anybody has questions, they're easily accessible. If anybody has any questions, please feel free. I'm happy to help. If not, I'll put the information into the chat.
Before we do questions, I know Henry Najib is on. I just need to hear his voice, so therefore I can make sure, and then we can start questions, because I know people have been asking for him. Henry, I know you're somewhere. Can you
just unmute and let us know you're here?
Can you *6 yourself, please? Give me a. No, I heard the voice.
347-645.
347. See a lot. Okay, someone's making a little echo noise. I gotta hear.
645-1026.
Okay, World, you can continue. I found him.
Okay, all right, good. Does anyone else? I know we're making an announcement. Does anyone else have any announcement? Any provider agency on the call that have any announcements? Okay, it looks like no one else don't have announcements. Okay, so
Rose, hold on. There was a question just popped in.
Okay. So,
it's from actually for Jackie T. Go ahead, Debbie.
Hi, Jackie. This is my flash question. Yes, I know it, but I just would like you to clarify something for everyone. These services that you just mentioned, and as well as Doris mentioned, is for individuals who are living at home with their family. Am I correct?
That is correct. They must have OPWDD eligibility. Keep in mind, if an individual has provisional eligibility, they may not be approved. So we always encourage families to understand these services are never guaranteed. This is also not an entitlement. This is something that's been put in place to assist families. If your child is under 8 and has provisional eligibility, the DVRO may very well deny the application. A justification letter has to always accompany a request for money, no matter what it is. If you're asking for money, you need to tell us why that is necessary. It can't just be because the doctor said so. Why? There has to be substantial justification in order for it to be reviewed to get an approval.
Okay, we have someone raise their hand, Rose. I think they have a question, or I don't know if they're doing an announcement. I will say, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, this is Terry. I'm calling from Adapt Community Network. I work for Doorways to Independence program, which is a home modification program. So I have actually about one space left for Brooklyn to do a project, but I do have openings for other boroughs. If I know you have care managers there, so if I have space in Queens and also in Staten Island. So if you're interested and have individuals who need home modification services, I will put in my information in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute, we have another person. Wait a minute, Jackie, you have another, Jackie T? Go ahead.
I just want to share that the Staten Island Disabilities Council is having a resource fair on Friday. So for ADAPT, if they have opportunities, they may want to get in touch with that council and see and do some outreach there, just so that, because they are having their family support fair on Friday.
Jackie, just a double question. How are they doing the fair?
Virtually.
Thank you. Because you said fair, I was like, they're doing the fair for real? I was like,
virtually, everything.
virtually, but you didn't say virtually.
Are you going to be sitting at home doing it?
Of course.
I thought so. I wanted to have my fun.
Because no, the way you said it first, I was like, wait a minute, you guys are doing it in person at a college? Well, now I want to go like this almost.
We wish, right?
Yeah.
I wish you could, but
oh
well.
Oh yeah, and Jackie, please remind Staten Island, don't forget to always invite the MTA, because I'm going to tell you, by next year we are going to be working on the Omni Half Fair. So you may want to set up it when we get that system ready. We will be going around to all the boroughs and even special ways, which I'll announce that later.
Oh, also, I'm just telling you, please let the Staten Island know about our town homing, which Chris will be mentioning later. I'd appreciate if you forward it to both councils. Thank you for your help.
Absolutely. Just send it to me in an email and I'll forward it to their outreach person.
I already did.
You sent it to me?
I sent it to everyone.
And that includes you too.
That means you must got it a double dose or triple dose or quadruple, you know what I mean? Five-way max smackdown.
I'll be sure to share and forward.
Yes, and I will be doing it again. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
Okay. Rose?
Yes.
I was going to say, I may have an announcement, but I'm going to check one thing. I want to see who else. Oh, no, just someone else saying good morning.
Okay.
I'm checking. Rose, I'm going to do my announcement because Joyce wants me to make it very easy and clear also, because some of you may got the email already. As we're speaking right now, there was a press conference going on. I know some people might got on late, or maybe watching it and have the camera off and then watching it the other way, which is fine. We should have more up-to-dates in the next couple of days, or the next few, I'll say anywhere between a few minutes to a couple of days of the budget. Since we do always get represented elected officials from both, for the both meetings between CCO, I will say that we do need to remind everyone, as you know, Rose as the CCO, the other committees are still meeting by virtual. Remind everyone that the next DD Council is November 18th on a Wednesday. Speaker and everything is to be announced. And yes, it's on the website. The schedule is on. December is to be announced. So I will say, I don't know when December is going to meet, but I know it's not going to be near Christmas, ho, 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 or Happy Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa. If I forget any other holiday, forgive me. But it's December, and we just want to get 2020 out of here. Very important, as you know, that I do appreciate all the agencies keeping families, including yourselves. Please be safe at all times. I know people are running chats, which is another way of sharing information, which I love when you guys do that. It makes my job easier. Doing the minutes half the time. Also remind everyone, and I'm going to turn the page a little bit so we can get a little flavor in here, and I'm moving my screen a bit. One committee, everyone's been asking me, and this is for all the two CCOs and everyone else who's been driving me crazy and asking me this, which I can say it. I didn't say you're driving me crazy, but I like when you guys do that. The Children's Committee is coming up on November 10th. That is, and I'm going to remind you, people, please make sure you guys please attend. And I know that Dolores and Jackie, I hope I see you there because all the young children have been asking about you guys, your fan club. Because remember, if you work with Elizabeth Sunshine, you're part of the fan club. Got to keep that fan club running, including Rose.
Yes.
Rose will kill me later. Yes, it will be on Ring Central. Now, remind everyone, some of you will come in late, or please listen very easily. When you see this blue thing says meetings or ringcentral.com/join, it's like you're doing like your telephone way, but computer way. Instead of you dialing with your fingers, you could just click, click, click. The meeting ID number is always the very important piece you always need. That meeting ID number is right there, 950-199-8062. That is the meeting ID number if you want to do it by computer. The phone number is there. Sometimes that phone number stays the same, which I'm not promising. And then it's also the meeting ID number, but the only thing you have to do with that meeting ID number is press pound, and it will activate the phone. As you know, Teresa is the co-chair of that committee. So, and this is her email address and telephone number. You can always contact her if she's available. She is a principal of one of the schools at HRC, but she does get back to you as soon as possible. You might have to call her twice, maybe the next business day. That woman works really hard. I'm lucky I caught her. I'm lucky I'm the luckiest one caught her. So please make sure someone please attend and pass the word around. More the merrier. More the merrier. We like to see a lot of parents, a lot of agencies, because at this time we need to all work together. And that's what Joyce and Debbie will agree with me on. Work together. Now, as some of you have been going to say, oh no, he did it again, which I'm going to say, yes, I did it again. The advisory council, which is the 3 boroughs, and yes, you're going to say something looks different about that. Yes, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, all 3 of us are doing the town hall this coming Monday. Anyone's welcome, and that's double for Rose.
And please tell Staten Island again.
And please remind
The
all
2 councils there.
as well as Manhattan, if anyone wants to let them know, they can come as well. We are all there. We'll be there from 10. There are 2 town halls. The day one is 10:30 to 12:30, and at night it's at 6 to 8. Same code, same phone number, and very important. Since we're dealing with parts of Brooklyn, which I'm saying south, a piece of Queens may be shrinking as we speak. We'll be hearing that announcement maybe the next half hour to an hour from the governor. But as a reminder, everyone, we still need to prepare for anything because, you know, the flu season is here and people might think that's the coronavirus. That might not be true. That might not be correct, or maybe is correct. The only way to answer that question is your medical doctor can answer that question.
And
your own medical doctor. As you know, Maria Mark was with us on Monday. She will be joining with me with special guest stars. The Mayor Community Affairs will be joining with me. And yes, she works with our population very well, and I make sure she knows everything, including Debbie knows. And she's a big fan of the DD Council in the borough of Brooklyn. She is a Brooklyn person, and she knows a lot of our population.
She's a big cheerleader for the advisory
Count, as well as the advisory. She is a big thing. So please, everyone, as you see this email comes up, please share it to everyone. If the meeting says it's full at the morning one, I am sorry. But you do have the evening one as well. They do have the 2 choices. And if it gets full doubleheader, we might have to add another one. That's fine. But we need the proof. So I am writing everyone. Pass the word. Anyone can come. And I repeat this word. Anyone.
You don't have to be in the OPWDD world because coronavirus.
A person with disability.
This COVID-19 spreads everywhere.
And you don't have to be OPWD. It could be anyone. A person with disability doesn't have OPWD. They can still come. So please pass that word out. And to remind everyone, this is the website. And to remind you, the DD Council, as well as the front door schedule, is always available on our website. And it does tell you from other 19 counties. That's including Staten Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Long Island, all the way upstate New York. It does have the schedule. We also have the schedule as well, and we've been doing that since we had this website now for many years, and I'm still on a streak, not crashing. That's why I'm praying up there for a reason. Okay, so please make sure you do that. And I'm going to remind everyone that some of you, I have to remind you, because some of you did, maybe in case you did see me, yes, I'm wearing the Mask Force shirt. You will see them wearing it tomorrow in any of the areas. If you see them and they say you need a face mask, grab an extra one with you at all times, because you never know someone who does not have a mask or does not wear one, you're saving a person's life every minute or day. Make sure you can give an extra one to that person. And yes, we're also giving out the washable ones and the pink ones. When I say the pink ones, they're not washable. They're the regular paper ones. They're limited editions. They're the pink and blue and the washables. They'll be giving it out tomorrow from the hours of 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Only on Thursdays, and the next time they'll do it is in November. That date is to be announced on that. That's all I have at this time, but always, guys, please visit the MTA website, and I apologize, my screen just popped back to the other way. Please make sure you visit the MTA website and remind everyone, Accessorite is still free, FREE. If your Accessorite is going to expire this month, you should be calling eligibility immediately between the hours of from 8 to 4. Please make sure that you're making sure your families have their Accessorite up to date. They don't need a medical form, they just need to let them know. If someone needs to sign up for Accessorite, please let them go to see their medical doctor as soon as possible, and then contact eligibility, and they will give you the instructions. And regarding Omni, they will be announcing the half year possibly next year. Please, you will hear more announcements later on in the months comes up. If anyone has any questions, please say now, say your piece. And does Henry Najib have a question?
For announcements?
For announcement for Henry.
Yeah.
Henry, do you have anything?
Hi, Henry. Are you on the line?
Yes, he's on the line. Henry, *6.
On the phone.
On the phone. Henry. Did we lose him? Hold on. He was just.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Can you hear me
can.
now?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
Henry.
Oh,
Hi, Henry.
Hi.
I was
So good
doing
to
it
you.
wrong. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Henry. We miss you.
I've been online since, but I couldn't just get the unmute going.
Great.
Oh, I'm
Well, we're
sorry.
glad we're glad to hear your voice. We're glad that you are able to join us.
Oh man,
We miss you.
I was doing #6 instead of *6.
Oh,
I'm keeping that to myself now.
I'm not telling. Nobody repeats that. Nobody.
So Henry, since you've been online, I don't know if you was able to hear the conversations that we've been having, and we did have a couple of questions for DDRO.
I didn't get those questions. I must have logged in after the question. So anything I can provide an answer to, I would try. If not,
Sure.
I'll have to get back to you.
Sure. So we're talking with Care Design, and ACA is on the line, and we're talking about our new admission. That's going pretty good. New clients are getting admitted for services. However, for clients that's already receiving services, if they need to add a waiver, we're not getting approval on those services. I'm not sure if you have any update for us.
What type of service are we talking about?
So if someone wanted, community hub, let's say they're already getting care management, maybe then they have, but now they want to add hub, and those services are not being approved.
Well, I know that there was during the COVID time there was kind of a limitations or restrictions on adding new services or extending new services. I'm not sure if they've been those restrictions have been
Lifted?
Taken off, but you're gonna have to check with Lucy. She will give you a better information on this. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I know there were restrictions initially. I don't know if those restrictions have been lifted or when, but you're gonna have to confirm with Lucy about that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, Chris, that's something on our next meeting for the DD Council, November 18. I know Lucy's usually on those meetings as well, so probably
Yeah.
we'll bring that back up again.
Yeah, and that's another thing I like to remind some of our agencies here. When you guys have questions with when we had Delia Shacker on Monday, you guys should have brought that up also because she was there as well. The only thing I will say, but also Henry, there has been some minor issues, and I know some people are having a little trouble not contacting you guys. But thank God there's been no issue on that, but there were some minor issues going on, like the Medicaid issues. If someone
It's
wants to,
the waiver part, not the healthcare.
What can you be more specific? What issue we're talking about?
Are you referring to the Medicaid,
Yeah,
Debbie?
the way, yeah, when,
Okay.
remember about with that code I?
Yes. So I don't know if DDRO could help with that. I think it's more like the mentioned the revenue support. So what we were talking about, Henry, is that our client, our individual has Medicaid only for healthcare. So for the waiver, right, in order for the waiver services for they have to get paid, that code is not being added onto their Medicaid. So provider agencies are not, getting paid for the services right now that they are providing.
Well, when you talk about I-code, you're talking about this. That's the code that indicates that they are receiving care. They are receiving CCO. Is that what you're referring to? I-code?
Well, I know for the CCOs, I remember, I think Kedisa mentioned it as well. They're not adding the I code for CCOs, and I think for provider agencies, they're not adding the waiver codes.
Yes.
Well, I can speak about it. I can speak about I-codes. I-codes, those I-codes, it is what indicates to that allows the CCO to bill for services, and those codes are not permanent. They come and go depending on the person's current status. There are several requirements that require the I-code to be on there. The right type of Medicaid, LCED. Any other, there's no other restrictions or that the person probably is getting services that conflicts with CCO. So once Medicaid sees that, or once eMedicine sees that, the I-code will go off and the CCO is notified and they have to correct that in order to bill for services. So they know what the procedure is. It is not something that we have the DDRO has any input on. As long as they submit the right paperwork, the I-code should go back prospectively, not retroactively. So it's something that they're aware of and they need to be on top of because it affects their billing. Sometimes an override is required when it's a Medicaid issue or something to do with the DDRO, and then we can request an override and they can backdate. But in most of the cases, it is really 100% driven by the CCO without any intervention from the DDRO. If LCED expires, it has to be updated and put in choices right away, and the I-codes will go back automatically. If the person is a provisional eligibility, once it's due, you update that. The I-code will stay in there. So those are the things that will pull the I-code off and on. It doesn't require most of the time intervention from DDRO, and I believe the same thing for waiver. I can't speak on that, but same thing with the waiver code. For you to bill for services, there are certain restrictions that you have to be aware of, and make sure that they are updated and corrected timely, and so that you'll be able to bill for services.
Got it. Thank you, Henry.
Actually, Rose, I think Henry gave you a good piece of it because it's similar like what Debbie is saying also. So that does give you guys some arsenal weaponry on this too.
Henry, I have a question in reference to that. I just want to tell you what I had suggested. I said that first you need to if you're having problems, to contact the Brooklyn DDRO. If there's still problems, still let them know, but also get a hold of the Revenue Field Support Office that's at Beaver Street. That was my first suggestion. The other suggestion I said, make sure you check the individual that's getting the services, what social security number is being used to collect their benefits. Because sometimes when there's a change, Social Security will change times without telling you, because I had that happen to me. with Christopher a long time ago, and a few other families had that same issue. So those were my suggestions. Was that correct,
Henry?
Henry?
Yes, yes, you know, really, restful is their go-to when it comes to financial or Medicare issues. We are not specialists at the DDRO, so restful, each agency have their contact person representative at regional office, revenue support. They are really the person to speak to first. If there's an issue with Medicaid or the wrong Medicaid code is in the wrong it's not updated in the system,
Yes. Yes.
you go to them first. And once that's corrected, most of the time, any of those issues are rectified. But if an override is required, it is then you come back to the DDR and say, listen, we fixed it. It's a problem with Medicaid that shouldn't have been corrected. And then we can request an override. But you don't come to the DDRO first. You fix that with the revenue support, and then you can come back to the DDRO for any request for override.
Okay.
I hope
That's
every
helpful.
agency
Thank you.
hearing me has the, I hope everyone has the email for the, or the contact information for the revenue field support office on that's in Beaver Street. I hope everyone does, because it's a very important contact, and Henry's 100% right. Thank you, Henry, for your help. I appreciate this very much.
No problem.
Henry, there was a question here for you as well. Henry, if somebody needs to contact you, and that person's not here now because I figured that person left, or maybe they thought you weren't coming, which I look at them like the people are busy, you know, they be there, they come sometimes late, you gotta check. But a person had a question. If they can't contact you by phone, can they email you? And I did say yes. But
Actually, I would say look for my email. Find what my email is. I mean, ask anyone. Get it by any means, and then email is the best way right now. The fastest way to get in touch with us, especially me, and I will respond. Mm-hmm. And Chris, you have my email, right?
Yes, and
even I do.
Feel free to share it.
Mm-hmm. And Henry, just letting you know, it's a funny part. You're gonna laugh in a minute. I sent you a little present.
I'll look for it.
Oh no, you're gonna laugh more.
You'll be very pleased with that, Henry.
And just letting you know.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna type up Henry's email. So
yes,
feel free to share my email, please. It's the best way to contact me.
Henry, we promise we will.
So help me God.
Because I just want to make sure also the families are, because mostly this is for care coordination, but it's for everyone. If you have issues, contact Henry, and also the field revenue field support. We'll get that email. I know Milton Earthbarb has retired.
Yes, he has.
Yes.
So, you know, Rose, calm down, Rose. Don't cry on this.
That's okay. Rose and I are very sad.
That was my last email that I have was for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm crying because, he does deserve, he's done so much years of service. I'm crying because he really taught me how to keep the benefits intact.
Especially a lot of.
And the families, he was always there for us. I'm going to miss him. Oh, well.
I typed in, everyone, this is Henry's email. If anyone else needs a DDR email, it's always the person's first name, not their last name, at opwdd.ny.gov. Always remember, first name, last name, at opwdd.ny.gov. It's right there.
And if I don't have answers to your question, I'll direct it to the right person for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Henry.
And I will remind everyone also, if you see you have a question, you see it on our website, you can also go on our website. There's a question box also. You can forward the email to that person, and then that will come to us automatically. And then I will do the same way as Henry do. I will forward it to, let's say, Henry, Lucy, Angela, or anybody. Eileen Sack. I will make sure that the person will get it. Just like on the phone, I will forward to that person, but I also will email. That's why our executive assistant checks that voicemail
regularly. She does it, Henry. Our Emanina, our executive assistant, makes sure that any phone call that comes in, she see that we get the information immediately.
And just say how many times you say it. You're off mute.
Say hi.
I call 4 or 5 times a day.
You heard that, everyone?
You heard? So she does.
Okay, say it again and loud and clear, because I want to make sure everyone heard that, because one person just shook their head.
I call 4 or 5 times a day.
Thank
Every
you,
day.
Ann.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
You got a thumbs up from Doris. Thank you. No, she contacts our office line because, you know, due to COVID restrictions, we have to meet through at home. That's why you're seeing us through the wonderful technology of video and phone. So we're doing it that way. And we thank you so much for the help you're doing.
You're very welcome.
You deserve a major big award for all that help. Thank you.
Rose, you second on the motion?
You're welcome.
See,
You're
you got a
welcome.
second on the motion.
Yes,
You got
yes.
number.
See, Rose, thank you again.
Anyone else want to
All
third
right.
on motion?
That's okay. Does anybody have any?
Does anyone? Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions?
But Henry, come on. You got some juicy. Come on. Come
Come on.
on. Don't let me press those buttons. I will do it. Come
Does
on.
anybody have questions for Henry McGibby? We're very lucky.
No, no questions for Henry.
That's right, Henry.
Well, Henry, I'll be emailing you certain information. So
But there is one question to ask you, Henry. I think everyone will agree with me. How are you?
yeah, that's a big question. How are you?
I'm doing fine actually. It's amazing how we can really, other than answering our phone in real time,
Yeah.
I can work 100% from home. Absolutely, there's nothing that I couldn't do from home. Tabs, choices, email, all 100%. My forms, all applications available to me. So maybe this is the way to go for the future. Who knows? But other than answering my phone in real time, so that's why I really recommend using email. And then I'm fine. No complaints.
But I'm still missing you.
Yeah, we're still missing you, Henry.
I know. I can't wait to. Hopefully, we'll meet in the new building when we all move. So
Your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Huh?
Your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah.
They say the new building, but let's hold that breath. We'll find out when they're gonna make that special announcement because they got to let me know so I can move the bus stop. And it's
I
gonna
know, Chris.
You know that drill. But I am gonna have fun with
All
some
right.
of the agencies in this area.
Does
Rose?
anyone? Yeah, I just wanted to check if anyone have any questions because then I'm gonna have to wrap up the meeting if we don't have any questions.
Rose, there was a question you had for me the other yesterday about how people can get other things.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get an answer to this question in that meeting. We talked about technology, and you actually had mentioned is a provider, that agency that has to, work on how to provide technology to family members. I was in a
And how
meeting
to keep
last week.
themselves busy.
I was in a meeting last week. We are looking for like grants for
Yes.
technology in order to be able to support our family because it's really challenging as far as, like Mary Alice mentioned that earlier too, for care design, having that face time with the clients because we don't have, we may have the right platform, but they don't have the right platform in order for us to conduct, face-to-face meeting.
Well,
telehealth.
Rose, since we got that 10-minute window, one thing I'm going to remind everyone, because this is for everyone and I see the other Jackie disappeared. I was going to show her too, but it's okay. But Doris, you can see as well. Just remind everyone who did have a question about technology or how to keep yourself busy. On our website, we have updated this almost now. By next month will be 1 year. We used to call it emergency preparedness. Now it's called preparedness Corona-19. Go onto that page, which is www.bfssac.com. Then go on the bottom and look for preparedness COVID-19. Everything information is here by Corona-19, health information, the OPID Corona-19, the stations, the schools, food banks, as Roxanne Representative mentioned earlier, how to keep yourself busy. There are lots of information, and the mayor's office is also in our page as well. That does have ways of finding out technology information, and if say someone needs a tablet as well, mayor's office can try to find a group who is giving out those tablets. And to remind everyone, we still have at least 10 more days to go to do the 2020 census. That information is still here in the bottle. After Halloween, it will be gone, and we will have the final numbers for that. We are doing good, but we're still reminding everyone.
By the way, I do have in front of me the email from Joyce, but it's very important. You also can look up on the New York City Mayor's Office for people with disabilities. They have the list of providers offering free Wi-Fi or special accommodations for 60 days. It's through Comcast, but you can call to English 1-855-846-8376. For Spanish, it's 1-855-765-6995.
Say the number again.
The Spanish or the
English.
all right. This is through Comcast. 855
1 second. 855.
846 8376. And this is offering Wi-Fi for 60 days for families who do not have a subscription already. Then there's the Comcast free public Wi-Fi.
Which you can also get that information on our website,
And
which
this
is
is through Spectrum.
yeah, and this is also from the mayor's office. It's available also on our website as well, which I'm typing in again and again and again. So please make sure you have that information with you. It does have a lot of good information, how to keep your families busy, how to keep your individuals busy. And if you need Henry that badly, his information is also available.
Email him.
You can email him, OPWDD, as well as you can always reach Rose as you can always find Rose somewhere. She's always having fun with her hands up and anywhere, and a nice orange shirt.
Yes, does anybody have any more questions for any of us?
Additional questions? Henry, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
But you did hear the information on the website.
Yes.
Yes, because Henry, we were, thanks to his quote, through Joyce Levin IAC, as well as the mayor's office of Joyce Levin and Chris Trooper from IAC, as well as the mayor's office for disability, have kept us updated. One thing I just want to announce from the mayor's office of persons with disability, their meeting has gone from used to be every Friday, then it went to every other Friday. Now it's only once a month. The next one will be on Friday, November 4th.
And I will be sending that out as it gets closer. I will be sending that out later this afternoon.
So just want everyone to know. That's why you haven't heard about us sending that information out.
And everyone's welcome to that. Everyone is allowed to come to that and get some good information.
And they do it by phone or video.
And they're on Zoom.
Yeah, it's Zoom.
Zoom. ZOOM. Zoom, Rose.
All right, everyone.
Anyone else
So
have any final questions before we all can say Buenos noches?
It doesn't look like it, Chris. I think we did a wonderful job today. And thank you all for attending this meeting. We will let you know when our next meeting is going to be. If
We're
we're
going
able
to say
to get
now
a
to be
speaker.
announced.
Yes, we'll let you know when the next meeting is going to be. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Chris, for your support. And
You're
we
welcome.
will send you an email with the date for our next meeting. All right.
All right.
Bye,
So
everybody.
everyone, bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Rose, stay on.
2 minutes.